Hey guys, welcome back to another update of my Canadian dividend investing portfolio series. If you're new to the channel, what I do here is I'm just documenting my experience as a dividend investor in Canada. I use Wealthsimple Trade to buy and sell my stocks, which you'll see in a second. And I track all of my performance in this custom Google Sheet that I made, and there's a link in the description below where you can get it if you're interested in tracking your stock portfolio with the same template. It works pretty well for dividend stocks, and it also works pretty well, especially for Canadian stocks. It also works for US dollar stocks and stuff like that too. So guys, let's get right into it. My stock value before I updated in this video is sitting around $76,900. I'm down about 5,000. That's not great, but the market goes up and down all the time. And I seem to not have been able to really break past, into the green from where I am, but that's fine. So it's about 6% down, or so. I'm looking at an average yield of my portfolio of about 5.13%, which translates to about $3,900 per year. I'm going to come back to this number at the end of the video and show you how much it increases after I bought some stocks recently, because I did buy some more dividend stocks. I'm going to show you which ones I bought and update the spreadsheet so you can kind of see how that works as well. But yep, that's all good. Let's take a look here. So my most recent month that I have recorded stocks for is July. We're like halfway through August, I think. So it's actually time that I update that. And I've made some deposits. I've received some dividends, which I all have to track, and I bought some stocks. So first of all, let's just jump into Wealthsimple Trade, which is the broker that I use to buy and sell stocks. This is the desktop version. There is a mobile app as well. I think this is actually one of the easiest and one of the best platforms for trading stocks if you're a beginner or if you're a bit more advanced as well. You don't need a whole lot of features to get started, and you don't pay any trading commissions with Wealthsimple. So there's also a link in the description below where you can try it out, and you'll get, I think, a free stock or something if you use that link, and that would be much appreciated. So coming down here, I think I'm just going to jump straight into the activity tab for the tax-free savings account, and you can see there's quite a lot of stuff going on here. In the last couple of days, like in August and stuff, I have received quite a few dividends. And recently I've also transferred in $200, and I also bought a couple stocks. So we'll get into those in a second, but let's take a look at the dividends here first. For example, a lot of these dividends came through on the 15th, and there's a couple that I also have not recorded yet that came through a few days before. So what I want to do is I want to write down all of this information and bring it back into the spreadsheet. Or alternatively, you don't have to write it down. You can just open it on the mobile app as well and take a look at it. But somehow you have to get it into the spreadsheet. So let's start with the deposits and withdrawals. I did make a deposit here, for about $200. not about. It was exactly $200. It was Canadian, and I put that in on August 21, 2023. And then in the dividends, I received a bunch of dividends. So I'm just going to type these in here and fast forward so you can see. And you'll see there's a lot of NAs showing up here. That's because Google Finance stopped supporting Canadian REITs. So you'll notice that it's here for all of the .UN stocks. Those are all of my Canadian REITs that I hold. Anyone who's using Google Finance in a spreadsheet right now as the base formulas will be experiencing this, so that's why you're seeing those errors, but they shouldn't usually be there. It's just a problem that we're all having, but the rest should be coming through just fine. So once that's all in, we can take a look back at the summary tab, and we can see it's been a little bit updated. The available cash has gone up, the stock value. The stock value hasn't gone up because I haven't shown what I bought yet. But mostly the cash and the total balance and stuff like that. So the next thing that I did was I bought some stocks. So if we look here, we'll sort this to A. We can take a look in here at what I bought. You would have seen it previously in Wealthsimple, but anyways, we can take a quick look around here. In general, at the portfolio of what's in the green and what's in the red. It's actually kind of freaky that so many stocks are in the red here. It shouldn't be like that, but I don't know, man. I'm just an amateur. I'm just picking my own stocks, and maybe I should have just bought S&P 500 this whole time anyways. But you see some pretty treacherous losses in here, like double digits. But overall, the account is just down a single digit of about 6%. And that is because I've been receiving dividends over time. I've received about $7,000 in cash payments from all these companies, which is the total of all of these added up. And actually, we do need to add in August here as well. And the way that we do that, if you're a sheet user, just come down here, select the bottom row of this table that is driving that sheet, and just click the bottom right corner and drag it down one line. And it's going to kind of auto-update So we can see it in here as well in the table. So anyhow, that's pretty much the portfolio. I like to come in here just to get a rough idea of how my positions are doing. I often sort it by the gain loss, unrealized gain loss, and I also often sort it by my biggest percent of holdings, just to wrap my head around that. Of course, you could sort it anyway. I could sort it alphabetical if I wanted or whatever. And we can come in here as well, and we have all sorts of information here, like about how many dividends I've received in a lifetime on that stock position. So for example, here's a good example. Let's look at REI.UN, that's Ryokan. I'm down currently 9.89% of unrealized loss. So that means that the current price is less than my average price. But I've received, where did we go? I've received $516 in dividends, and that is bigger than the unrealized loss. So technically from holding this position since I started, that the amount of money that I put in is up about 4.81%. Slightly unconventional way of looking at things, but worth considering as well if you're holding dividend stocks. And you obviously want the price to go up, the price of the stock, and receive the dividends. But at the moment, the stock market is just kind of down. So this is kind of the situation that we're in. Anywho, the stocks that I picked up, we can also take a look in Wealthsimple. And I'm going to sort just for the buys. So you can see in the recent ones was on the 21st of August, where I bought 4 shares of Amera, and I bought 4 shares of Northland Power, and 7 shares of Energex. So it was about $200, about $100, and then about $90 that I put into each of those positions. So again, what I want to do is I want to capture this information and bring it into the spreadsheet. And this, I'm going to log in the transactions tab. So this is a master list of all of the transactions I've ever done. And I'm just going to skip down to the bottom here in row 700 and something. And I can just type these in fast forward as well. And once they're all in, it's good to double check the totals are adding up, because if I've put in the wrong stock price or the wrong unit price or quantity, then it will affect everything and it's just going to make some errors. But everything looks fine for now. So the next thing I want to do is just pop back into the summary tab and take a look here. And primarily what I'm looking at is the annual dividend income. Before, at the beginning of the video, we were sitting at $3,945. Now we're sitting at $3,966. So that's an increase of about $21 per year in passive income, which is nice. That's cash flow that I'm receiving. And yes, the overall account is down at the moment. Hopefully the balance comes up again in the future if the stock prices increase. But either way, I'm pretty much in for this cash flow or passive income of about almost $4,000 per year, which is increasing all the time as I reinvest my dividends and I buy more dividend paying stocks with new money that I add to the account. It is worth noting that you can see here that the total balance is $77,350 and 51 cents, and the available cash is $14.91. And that is exactly what we see in Wealthsimple as well. So I know that my spreadsheet, and down here as well, my available cash, my spreadsheet and my broker are totally in line, because my spreadsheet is full of user-generated information that I've put in, and it's pretty easy to make mistakes if you're not careful. But it's good to cross-check if you're using the spreadsheet to make sure that you're actually looking at correct numbers in here, because if these are wrong for some reason, you just come in and think you're in a different position than you are. That's not a great thing. It is worth noting that if you have US dollar stocks, the currency exchange delay is a little bit different between Google Finance and Wealthsimple. So if you hold US dollar stocks in a portfolio that you're tracking with this spreadsheet, you'll never see exact to the cent, or you usually wouldn't see exact to the cent these numbers perfectly overlapping, but as long as they're close, then you should know that you're doing pretty okay because of that delay or factor that they display is slightly different. So you guys, that's pretty much it for this video. If you're interested in getting the spreadsheet, there's tons of other great tabs in here as well that you can explore around if you want to check it out and try using it. But basically, I find it quite helpful for myself to analyze my own portfolio and wrap my head around certain things that are going on and get information that I just don't get in my broker alone, despite the fact that I do really like Wealthsimple as well. So guys, thank you for watching, and do me a favor and hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed already, please do that as well, and I'll see you guys in the next one.